For most of us, the rule of law is probably not something we think about much at all. In fact, we probably all just take it for granted. You know, the idea that it doesn't matter whether you're rich or powerful or whether you have no means at all, we all kind of come under the same rules and guidelines in the society, even if we kind of tacitly know that rich and powerful people get away with more because of their lawyers and whatnot. We kind of know that that's an aberration because we believe in the rule of law. But it's interesting to think about where that comes from. Why the rule of law? Why does that have so much authority in the way we do life together? And this week at Mustard Seed, we are going to talk about the most basic biblical rule of law, which is, of course, the 10 Commandments in Exodus chapter 20. And we're looking at the first 17 verses. And in that section, we get basically the 10 words that form the 10 Commandments and are the basis of our own judicial system. And it's an interesting code of law which we're going to look at together. And when we think about law, of course, what we're talking about is that set of practices and guidelines that we've agreed together as a society, or the powerful people in the society have decided and enforced upon us as the way to structure how we're going to do group life together. Society, I suppose you'd call it. And one of the most fascinating things about the 10 Commandments in Scripture is that they have a very particular kind of focus, I suppose, or purpose or effect, and that is they are profoundly anti-rivalry. That is to say, they announce a God who is without rival. There's one God, no rivals. They put people, there's an announcement about not making images of that God, because there is an image of that God that exists, and that is you and me and every other person. So that means that that's a kind of a statement against us being rivals as well, because there's an unrivalable God, one without equal, and we are all equally images of that one. So there's no, we're kind of all in second place. There's no third or fourth or fifth place, and so that's kind of anti-rivalrous. There's that bit about honouring your parents, and that's about handing down the traditions and making sure that they continue. And then there's this series of statements about not murdering or stealing or sleeping with other people's partners, or even lying or coveting. And all of these things are designed to protect us from the kinds of things that might otherwise tear our communal life apart, because you only have to murder someone and they get pretty or their families get upset with you, or indeed if you steal something or sleep with somebody else's partner or you start telling fibs, those sorts of things will tear a community apart. And so we live under the rule of law, but we may have never really understood how important that is and the purpose it serves for us, and how it protects us from our otherwise natural instincts or tendencies to become rivals with one another, and thereby start to pull ourselves apart from each other. So we're going to talk about this on Sunday at Mustard Seed. Man, it's great to have people back in church. It's so good to be able to sing again. Had to sing with masks on. We need to remember to do that. And we also have had a good turn up. Lots of people coming. It's great. With the 2 square metre rule, we have got plenty of space. Even with the 4 square metre rule, we've got sufficient space. So that's good. What am I going to tell you? I'm going to say the passage is Exodus 20 verses 1 to 17, and you can find us on Zoom Church, of course, and we'll press the Facebook Live button as well, and we will be there in person on the Quarry Green in our lovely stone chapel, and we'd love you to join in with us and learn something about Exodus and the rule of law, and how not to be a rival to one another, and how to keep the community together, and who knows what else. So God bless. We'll see you soon.